what is up everyone, this is Frank over here from PlayerEssence.com, and I can really see that you guys like my E3 hit list series, so I will try to do one of them at least once a day leading up to E3, going over all the different games as far as Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and whatever interests you guys. So please leave your suggestions for my next E3 hit list video, and I will try to do that one each day. Now, I can't guarantee that it will happen each day, but I will try to do at least one a day. So to get to the point of this video, which I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be interested in, and that is Metroid for the Wii U, and Metroid Prime specifically with this example that I'm going to be giving. So, Metroid, we do know, if you check out M.Productions, if you saw my last video as far as my podcast goes, PlayerEssence Live with M.Productions and Sean Long, they are pretty much convinced, and M.Productions or M.Productions pretty much says, yeah, he thinks there's going to be a Metroid, and has done a lot of journalistic research to see why there is going to be a Metroid announced. Now, what we don't know is whether it's going to be for the Wii U or for the Nintendo 3DS. I am guessing it's going to be Wii U and a small chance at a 3DS version, but it could just be a 3DS version. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be talking about Metroid Prime, and I'm going to be talking about how it's going to be for the Wii U. So, there is a really good user on my site, one of the longtime users, Ricard Giuliani. On the official PlayerEssence forum pages, he actually found a post and linked it there to a guy on NeoGAF that actually predicted Nintendo would be doing the Nintendo World Championships before they came out with the video. This guy, it was almost eerie how he predicted that one, and he said it was a guess, and he said no, there's no way he knows and all that. But what was really interesting is that he left a little clue, or at least what some people are saying is a clue, that Nintendo will reveal Metroid Prime at this year's E3. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the full post that was on PlayerEssence.com. I'm going to give you guys links to that original thread and to the forum post just so you can check out everything yourself. So this comes from Ricard Giuliani, of course, which is my user first. So I know how a lot of you guys feel about GAF, but this is just too weird to not mention. So this thread was created this morning, 7 minutes before Nintendo announced it actually was going to bring back the World Championships. Now, by itself, it could easily be taken as pure coincidence. If I remember correctly, Nintendo kind of paid homage to the Nintendo World Championships in NES Remix 2 with the championship mode. It's not too strange to think Nintendo might bring it back, or that it could be pure chance that someone posts a thread talking about it right before Nintendo announces it. Here's where things get a little weird. The creator of the thread didn't post for quite a while and came back to the thread and posted this. His name is Treyguard, so this is the guy and this is his actual post. My God, I leave for an hour to go get a delicious Bigfoot pizza and this happens. I was even going to try and get odds on this happening. Alas, you live and learn. I would like to assure people that I am not Bill Trennan or Reggie or a Nintendo employee at all. I was really hoping, truth be told, that when I saw my quite frankly insane prediction was true, for 1 or 2 messages to have come through asking if I was the future / soothsayer, insider offering me an editorial position at Polygon. Probably for the best they did it. I don't want to push my luck, although I am considering buying a EuroMillions ticket. Personally, I feel like anything I post from now on isn't going to live up to this. I think I'm really going to have to up my game. I was considering for a while pretending to be an insider, but I think we can all agree. However fun the lies would be, having the moderator's massive banhammer wedged where the sun don't shine probably isn't worth the hassle. Even still, fun while it lasted, I shall read through the thread and reply to folks soon, smiley face. Now, here's the thing what Ricard pointed out. Read the first letter of each line going down. I didn't notice it myself until someone else pointed it out in the thread. Going down with each line. M-E-T-R-O-I-D space P-R-I-M-E. Now this is Ricard's words here. Weird, right? Again, it could be someone just screwing with us after realizing that everyone was freaking out over the OP. That kind of thing doesn't just happen after all, coincidence or not. But then we dig deeper. Why would he feel the need to put TM after Bigfoot pizza and go out of his way to call it delicious? Sure, it was tasty, like most pizza is, but that's the kind of thing you do when you're marketing something. Unnecessary adjectives to trigger certain feelings: luxurious seating, rich, creamy, chocolate, juicy, starburst. See what I mean? It's not something you just say in a normal conversation. Then, There's a fact that the Bigfoot pizza hasn't been a thing since the 1990s, 1991 to 1992 to be exact. Who had the Bigfoot pizza? Pizza Hut. Who used to work for Pizza Hut as a senior director of national marketing, and who was the first to introduce the pizza? Reggie Fils-Aimé. Yes, it could all be coincidence and very deliberate trolling, but damn, not that I'm saying it's Reggie himself, but that's a lot of effort to go through to screw with some people. To kind of put all this into summarization, this person could be an insider. He could be completely messing with us. He could be, who knows who this person is. But the fact that he did get that right and that he spelled out Metroid Prime on there was just a really subtle clue that a lot of people didn't get, or a lot of people didn't know until that last part. And with M.Productions doing some research, and with this post, I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime is going to be at this year's E3. I think it's going to be on the Wii U, but it could be a Wii U and 3DS title, or it could be a Metroid Prime title for the Wii U, or a Metroid title made by Retro for the Wii U, and a 3DS title made by Monster Games. Maybe not a Prime game, but a Super Metroid type of game for the Nintendo 3DS. So to go over what I would like to see in a new Metroid game, I think that they really have to rethink the conventions of what Metroid is. I understand people love the backtracking, I understand people love the isolated feeling, I understand people love the single player, and all that stuff is really cool. But I would personally like to see a little bit more customization and a little bit more RPG elements into this game. There's a couple things that will do. One, it will get Japan more interested, and two, it might get people that like games like Fallout more interested. Because the one thing that's really cool about games like Fallout, because you're constantly upgrading your gear, you're constantly getting new weapons, and I don't necessarily want Metroid or want Samus to be getting different type of guns and stuff like that, but having a certain leveling system, having new abilities actually get better as you go along and as you fight enemies, being able to purchase certain upgrades and do stuff like that, instead of just having to find everything and basically go long stretches without getting a new weapon or a new gun, and you're kind of just shooting and it's really just about jumping and exploring, which is cool. I get that, and it can still be about that, but I think a little bit more cohesiveness with the combat and with what you can do to upgrade can keep the American audience a little bit more interested into the game by adding some experience with stuff like that, and that could also get the Japanese audience a little bit more interested in the game as well. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt seems like it's doing okay in Japan based on the Tsutsaya charts. We have to see how it does, but that's an RPG and it's Western, yet at least it debuted #1, but we still have to see how much it's going to do. But at the same time, the fact that it's up there is something. People do want RPGs, people want RPG elements, people want open world games, and I think an open world RPG sandbox style Metroid game with some puzzles and dungeons here and there laid out would be a fantastic start and a rebirth of the series, and get people here in North America more interested. Now, Metroid always does better in North America than in Japan. That's how it's always been. But I think you can actually pull in more of the masses, more of the Fallout fans and people like that, if you do add those RPG elements to the table and don't just make it a straight action platformer where there's no experience points or anything like that. Just because then it becomes about the backtracking and stuff like that, and that's what some people have really complained about with Metroid games, is that it just gets kind of boring backtracking and then just endlessly kind of just going through shooting the same enemies that respawn after a little bit, and you're not getting any experience or anything like that. So in order to move the series forward, I think that might be something good that they could do. Now, I understand that everybody's not going to agree with me, and that's fine. I don't want to strip Metroid of what it is, which is backtracking, which is exploration, which is all that. But you can have exploration and you can have the elements of entertaining RPG mechanics and combat all into one. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So I do want to see Metroid evolve in that. I also think some online multiplayer would be fantastic. Maybe 8 players, 4-on-4, to where you can get different upgrades and play against each other, or even like a separate co-op campaign, or like a mission mode to where you can go through and fight through the bosses. Something along that line would be really good for this game, and once again get more people interested and hooked into it. Plus, another thing that I would love to see is just amazing, fantastic graphics. I think the graphics definitely have to look top notch on the Wii U, nice and realistic, sharp. I would love 1080p. I personally think they could do 1080p 30 frames per second if they wanted to, but I wouldn't mind 720p 60 frames per second, or if they could get something like that, or it might even be 720p 30 frames per second. Who knows, depending on how much detail they're trying to go for the graphics. So as far as that goes, as resolutions, I don't know. What I do know though is that I just want a solid Metroid game The games have always run in 60 frames per second though, so I think 60 would probably be the best choice, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But I do think there is going to be a Metroid game. Now, if you were still having some doubts about that, please check out the description below. There I'll have links to my PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo Live with M.Productions, and I'll also have links to his channel, to some of his Metroid videos, so you can see what I'm talking about there. Alright, so that basically wraps it up for this one. Let me know what you guys think. You guys think that we will be seeing a Metroid game developed by Retro Studios at this year's E3, or a Metroid game in general? Please let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you guys. And also hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know that you guys want more E3 hit list videos done every single day. And also subscribe if you're someone new, because right here on PlayerEssence you're going to get a variety of news on Metroid and all things gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys for the next video. Peace.